This is the GAN X, the best speed cube of its time. And as of just a few weeks ago, it's now a 5-year-old cube. But how does it hold up against the top cubes of 2023? Today, we're going to compare it to the current best cube and see just how far speed cubing technology has come in 5 years. Here I have the GAN X and the Tornado V3 packed up as if they were brand new. So we're gonna re-unbox them and see just how different they are. First, the Tornado V3. Now this cube was actually released last year, but many people would agree that it's still the best cube on the market, especially the Pioneer version, which is what I have. I'll only briefly look at this one because I'm sure most of you already know about it. So in here, we have the cube in its little cube box and another box of accessories. But before we look at them, let's open the GAN box too. And it's pretty much exactly the same. So far there's really no difference. Both of them are packed the same in an iPhone style box and come with the cube and some accessories. But let me tell you, the major differences definitely start in these boxes. For the Tornado, we really just have a cube bag and these cleaning wipes. But the only thing in this entire accessory box that we actually need is this tool right here. This tiny piece of plastic is the only thing necessary to customize the cube. Next, we'll take a look at the GAN accessories, and you're about to see the first difference that we really see in 5 years of cubes. So instead of one small plastic piece, we now have, I believe, 36 plastic pieces here, and another 7 plastic pieces here, just to change the settings on this cube. And although this seems like such a big hassle, 5 years ago people were actually really excited for this. So let's take a look at how changing the magnet strength is done in both of these cubes. So in the GAN X, you have to manually use a tool to push this magnet out of the piece, and then you would take one of these other color magnets and replace it with that. But for the Tornado, all you have to do is use this plastic tool they give you and turn the magnet, and now it's changed. But aside from magnets, there's also tensioning. Both of the cubes have dual adjustment tensioning systems, but the GAN X has more pieces you need to swap out and a tool to change the tension. And the Tornado, well, let me just show you. All I have to do to change the tension here is flip up this handle and turn it. And there we go, now we're on a different tension. So why don't we do a race to see which cube can adjust all of its magnet strengths and all of the tensions in less time. So yeah, if you ask me, that's the coolest thing about cubing nowadays. You don't need an hour of free time, a clean table, and an engineering degree just to change your cube settings. Sure, maglev is pretty cool, but if you ask me, this tops it by a mile, and you'll see why I think that in a minute. But the adjustability, is that a word, adjustability? Adjustmentability? Adjustomization? Okay, I give up. But you're probably wondering, how have I gone this entire video without turning either of the cubes? Well, that's what I'm going to do right now, and then we'll talk about it. So we'll just start with the Tornado. So yeah, it feels like the Tornado, literally like the best cube out there. But now how about the GAN X? So let's just say I'm pleasantly surprised that even 5 years later, this thing is completely acceptable. Sure, it doesn't have auto-aligning or maglev, but in terms of raw turning power, this thing is completely fine. Obviously, I'm not going to say it's as good as the Tornado, because it definitely isn't, but I think it's good enough that it would really only be considered unusable by pros. Okay, I just realized it might sound like I'm trying to sell you the GAN X or something, but I'm not, because first of all, it's discontinued, and second of all, there are cubes for $20, $15 that are better than this cube nowadays. But if you still have one, good for you, and honestly, I'd be happy to use this as my main cube if it's all I had. So to get some actual numbers, I decided to time solves with both of the cubes. And well, I have the results right here. So, with the Tornado V3, my main cube, my average of 12 solves was 12.25 seconds. And then, With the GAN XS, my average of 12 was 12.42 seconds. So if you subtract those, it's not even a 0.2 second difference between the two cubes. And you know, I'd almost be willing to completely blame that on the fact that this is a stickered cube, and stickered cubes are a little bit harder to Speedcube with. But the fact that I was able to solve the 5-year-old cube in almost the same time as the new cube really shows that the turning quality improvements haven't been as substantial as the customization improvements in cubing in the last 5 years. But that's all for today's video. If you guys want, you can go ahead and comment what your oldest cube is, and I'll see you in the next video.